Hey, what's up? It's day, 98. That's right, y'all. Big 9-8. So, today I'm a little sad. It's not pause. It's freaking my 17-year-old has the 2020 version of Runaway. And it is breaking my heart. Um, you know, fuck. Um, he was grounded. Like, let's back up a little. In August of 2019, we busted him selling drugs. And all he does is smoke pot, but he was selling weed and he was staying out all night. He was saying he was spending the night with friends. He was cutting off Life 360, which is like a little family tracker app that we keep on our phones so that in case something happens or whatever, we know where each other are. Anyway, he would turn that off and he would stay out all night. His grades were slipping. He was skipping school, and this, like, literally school had only been in 3 weeks, or 4 weeks, and he had zeros and stuff. And so that kind of clued us in on what was going on. And like one day I came home from work because he was skipping school, and went home and he was passed out in the bed, and there was this big mason jar full of bud, and there was some papers and shit and like some weed sprinkled on his desk. And I'm like, that nigga just smoked a joint and passed out and should be in school. So I woke his ass up, and I'm like, drug test time, which I knew he was gonna fail for pot or whatever, but I was looking for pills, and really just pills. And so he passed for everything but pot. So I was like, okay, well, we got to deal with what you're doing with this big mason jar of pot. And my husband came home and took his phone and took the car and like went through his phone, and we found out he was selling. And anyway, Snapchat is always a dead giveaway, which taught him to log out of his Snapchat all the time. So that week grounded him for, I guess, I wanted to ground him all the way to Christmas. I was bringing him to school and picking him up. I mean, he was a junior. I mean, how humiliating, right? That's like the worst punishment ever. And, well, then my daughter started in private school. We pulled her out of the daycare and put her in pre-K 3 at a Catholic school. And so I had to pick her up at 2:30, which is the same time he got out of school. So I couldn't pick him up anymore. So my husband gave him the car back. Well, he did good for a few weeks, maybe a month or two, and then the behavior started again. And he just doesn't want rules. He wants to stay out. He wants to go home, like get out. He doesn't even want to be home. He hates our house. Like, he hates that we have rules. And our rules are so easy. Like, get a job, don't smoke pot, and make good grades. Literally, those are our rules, okay? That's it. Like, and be home by 9 o'clock at night on a school night. On the weekends, that fool stays out from, I don't see him Friday until Sunday night. And I know where he's at because of the tracker app, but, that wasn't even good enough. Like, he got grounded because, what did he do? Got busted smoking weed again. And my husband was like, screw that, you got to follow the rules. And I got tired of seeing his ass come home with bloodshot eyes and like look me in the face and tell me he's not smoking. Are you kidding me, dude? I'm the pothead. Like, you cannot lie to me. And I don't smoke anymore. So it's not like I'm coming home with bloodshot eyes to him coming home with bloodshot eyes. Okay, we're not bloodshotting together. So, my oldest son, who's 21, smokes, and got him started smoking. He used to be his supplier, and introduced him to these people that he is hanging out with and selling weed for and buying weed. And he's smoking blunts in the car and selling carts, which are the cartridges that somebody's getting cases of them from dispensaries, and some lady, I'm in the fucking Walmart parking lot again, what the fuck. Anyway, I gotta go every weekend, it sucks. But he had a case, well, 2 cases of carts, and I know they're from Colorado because I've been to a dispensary in Vegas, and I feel like he stole them from somebody or whatever, but it's him and a few friends, and we found some carts in his car. But we went, anyway, he's supposed to be grounded, right? And his simple rules, like, he brings this dude to school every day and brings him home because he doesn't have a ride. So we allowed him to pick him up every morning and bring him home, but he had to be home within 30 minutes of school ending because that gives him just enough time to get to town, bring him back. Well, he couldn't even follow that fucking rule. Okay, so he wouldn't get home till, like, he beat me home, but we knew he wasn't home because we had the tracker app. So on Friday of this week, I text him, I'm like, you need to get your ass home. He wouldn't answer the phone. He had less than 4% battery, because Life 360 tells you that too. And I'm like, you have less than 4%, get your ass home. And I didn't see him until 2 hours later, and my husband was going to be, or 3 hours later, and my husband was going to be coming home. And he comes home, he's got his friend in the car, he gets out of the car, he comes to me in the laundry room, and he's like, Mom, I'm not staying. I'm like, oh yes you are, you are not leaving this house. He's like, I got Jamaica in the car. I'm like, I don't give a shit who's in the car, you're not leaving. Like, Nick is on his way home. He was like, I'm not taking a drug test for Nick. He goes, I told him I was going to fail, I couldn't pass till next week. And I'm like, no, dude. I was like, you're grounded. I said, you cannot go out this weekend. And he just is like, no, I'm not staying here. I'm not following. I'm not grounded. I'm not doing this, Mom. And I'm like, Caleb, these are the rules, you know? So he does his chores, like goes and gets the garbage can off the street, feeds the cat, cleans his room, unloads the dishwasher, and then leaves. And my husband comes home, he's like, why didn't you make him stay? I'm like, I can't make him stay. You know, what the hell? I mean, what you want me to do? Hold him down? I mean, he's bigger than me. So, anyway, my husband tracks him down, and okay, so he's following him, trying to, you know, on Life 360, trying to chase him down, and we know all the places he goes. So, and he hangs out at this gas station called The Gate, and like, they all hang out there, all these kids or whatever, and I don't know why, but it's off this like little strip in our town. Anyway, so my husband's following him. Caleb's calling me, Mom, why is Nick chasing me down? I'm like, because you took off in the car, in his car. Like, the car is in my husband's name. We pay the insurance. It's Caleb's car. We gave it to him to drive, but it's in our name. Insurance is in our name. You know, what the hell? So we're liable for anything that happens. And we can take the car. I mean, it's like ours. And so Nick goes and follows him to the gate. Like, Caleb has no fucking sense. He knows Nick's coming. So he goes to the gate, and he's out there. He's got some dude in the driver's seat. The car's running. Caleb's in the parking lot hanging out. There's weed in the car. There's carts in the car. There's empty blunt rollings in the car. There's digital scales in the car. All this shit's in the car. My husband pulls up, blocks the car in, tells this dude to get out the front seat. The dude's like, who the fuck are you? And Caleb comes in, that's the dude, that's my stepdad, get out the car. You know, and Nick locks the car up, and in the car is some other dude's wallet, some other dude's phone, Caleb's phone. Don't look at my nails. I need to get them done. I've been working 7 days a week right now to make a deadline. So he locks the car up and takes Caleb's phone. Well, no, he leaves everything. He locks the car up and goes. Well, he calls his friend Kevin, and they go to pick the car up later. And nobody's out there, and so they get the car, and Kevin's like, I ain't driving if there's shit in this car. You know, I can't get pulled over and go to jail. So they start searching the car, and they find all this shit. So they put it in Nick's truck, and they go drop the car off at my husband's dad's house, right? So we get the car, we get all the stuff, and I start going through Caleb's phone. But that night, I started crying because, on Friday night, because my husband left him at this gas station, and he's wearing his school clothes plus just a t-shirt, khaki shorts. It's been 70 degrees here, and today it's 31. Like, are you kidding me? And my kid is in shorts and a t-shirt. And anyway, Friday night, I started crying because he left him at a gas station and without a phone, and I'm just like, what the fuck? I don't know where he is, what he's doing, or anything. So I'm crying. And I go to bed, and then the next morning I wake up and talk to my husband. We get this phone, go through it, see these cases of carts, you see all these pictures of smoking blunts and shit, and all these people in his car, and him even in the back seat. Times when he was supposed to be in class, he's like sending music and skipping class on, we know because the school calls us and we can see that shit online anyway, on Power School. So, and he says, oh no, we just had a substitute, they just whatever. No, dude, you're sitting in your car listening to music, smoking pot, right? He has all this shit in his car on the school grounds. I mean, he's just making such stupid decisions, right? He's so impulsive. He's supposed to be going to Portugal for a week with his best friend, okay? And he is fucking it up. Like, we've already bought the plane ticket. We've already arranged everything. And he is fucking this shit up. And all of this because he doesn't want to follow the rules. And yesterday I went to work and he showed up at my work and I'm like, Caleb, come home. He's like, no, I'm not coming home. I'm not doing that, but I just wanted to see you because I know you're worried about me. And I'm like, okay. And he left with his friend, Aubrey, and they have a lot of money, and that's who he's going to Portugal with. And they live the better life than us. We're just middle class, and they're like high class, I guess. So anyway, he called me last night, and he was stuck at his dude Mike's house. Well, Mike is poor, and they live in a shit house or whatever, and he's like, I want to go to Aubrey's, I need a ride. And I'm like, I'm not picking you up and bring you, I'll pick you up and bring you home. And I'm like, why didn't you ride to Aubrey's with Aubrey? And he was like, because Aubrey has to go to work in the morning. And I'm like, Aubrey fucking works. Why don't you? We've been telling him over and over to get a job. If he would just do these things, we'd be off his ass. Okay, that's it, off his ass. He refuses to get a job. He refuses to do anything we tell him except his chores. And anyway, he just is making stupid choices. So it's 31 degrees. He's in a pair of shorts. I'm thinking, he's going to come by my work today because he told me he would at the same time he did yesterday. And I'm going to see if I can convince him to come home. I know y'all are like, call the police, make that kid come home. But that's not how it works, because I know how I was. I ran away from home. And my parents didn't call the police. They waited for me to come back. And I came back like 3 days later because I got the flu. And I was sick and I wanted to be home. And I came home, And Caleb's going to come home too. But it just sucks, dude. It really sucks. Like, when your kid runs away and you don't know where they are. I mean, we're in 2020 and like everybody has phones. Like, I know how it feels now for my parents when I ran away or when they couldn't find me because I didn't have a phone or whatever, or I wouldn't answer the phone. We didn't have trackers and they couldn't get in touch with me, and they didn't know where I was. They didn't know if I was safe. They didn't know what I was doing. And back then I was doing a lot more than just smoking weed, and so it's a sucky ass feeling, a suck ass feeling. But I do know where he is. And, I just know that he's going to come home. Like, he kind of teared up yesterday because he knows he's hurting me. And so I'm hoping today, like, he'll see me again and he'll want to come home. He just doesn't like the rules. And that's it. Like, he told me that yesterday. Anyway, I just wanted to come and talk to y'all about that because it really sucks. Like, being a parent is hard. It's fucking hard. And, like, I'll have to tell y'all about my 21-year-old story. I mean, it has a happy ending. In fact, we haven't talked in a really long time. And yesterday, I called him. and we talked about Caleb and what was going on, and you know, and him and his brother aren't even talking. He said his brother's a prick. Last time he came home in Thanksgiving, they got into a fist fight in the yard, like punched each other in the face and shit. It was bad. I was in Illinois, so I had no idea what happened. And at Christmas, Caleb wouldn't even come home for Christmas because Drew was there. It was crazy. It was just crazy. I'm just so dysfunctional. I have such a dysfunctional family, but I really don't, because every family has problems, right? Anyway, let me go into Walmart. To all my mamas out there, all my daddies out there, I get you. I get you. I'm just saying, whatever you're going through with your kids, I get you, and I don't fucking judge anymore, because I judged this bitch who put on Facebook, help me find my kid. She ran away. She was like 16 or 15. She ran away, and I was like, you stupid bitch, you can't even keep up with your kids. Don't judge somebody until you don't judge, because you will walk in their fucking shoes. You will. Here I am, but I ain't putting it on Facebook because I know where he is, and I'm just not that person to put that kind of shit on Facebook. But she really didn't know where her kid was, and she was really, really scared. But I know where mine is, so I'm just kind of letting him do his thing, and he'll come home. She called the police on hers, but I'm not getting the police involved because he's not a criminal. I mean, he's acting like one, but he's really not. I mean, we're good people. I don't know what to say. Anyway, peace out, Walmart. God, these nails, right? And these eyebrows. I got to take care of myself, but I just been working so much. Anyway, and it's Sunday. Ain't nobody open today. Okay, peace out. Check y'all later. Bye. Keep you updated on Caleb.